London's Heathrow Airport may soon have a new runway. The airport's commissioners back plans for a third runway, but the scheme still needs to win political support and stands to cost over $26 billion. Joining me for more is Ben Vogel. He's the editor of IHSJ's Aviation Review. So Ben, what are the latest developments?
Well, yesterday the Airports Commission, which had been established by the government back in 2012 to come to a conclusion on this particular issue, did recommend that a third runway should be built at Heathrow Airport, as opposed to a second runway at Gatwick or extending one of the runways at Heathrow. This has inevitably led to a chorus of complaints from some opponents, as well as calls from supporters of the new runway to get going, get cracking, get diggers in the ground, as one of them said. So all in all, it adds up to quite an interesting conundrum for the government.
So this third runway could be open by 2026. What could this mean for the UK economy?
Well, according to the methodology in the final report from the Commission, which is of course open to some kind of interpretation, there's a margin of an error associated with it. According to that report, the economic benefits over the next 50 years to the UK economy could reach as much as £150 billion. But of course, that is open to some measure of interpretation, fluctuations in the global economy, to name but one variable.
And there is, as you said, Ben, still plenty of high-level opposition to this plan. London Mayor Boris Johnson's been particularly anti the idea.
Indeed, yes, it's very entertaining to listen to the Mayor of London and the MP for Uxbridge make one comment after another, very vehemently opposing the plan for a third runway. He has invested a lot of personal prestige in a plan for an airport east of London, a Thames hub, which would have 4 runways. However, last year the Airports Commission rejected this proposal in favour of either expanding Heathrow or Gatwick. So the question is open, really, how Boris Johnson will be able to influence events, given that his pet project appears to have been sidelined.
And who's going to be footing the bill for this?
Well, that's a very good question. It's a very interesting one because, to some extent, that question is wide open. Private finance should pay most of the bill. The government is very unlikely to want to pay much towards the cost of this project, given how politically sensitive it is. And also the airlines as well are reluctant to foot any of the cost. Willie Walsh, who heads the international airline group, IAG, which owns British Airways, which is the biggest carrier at Heathrow, he said very clearly yesterday that he doesn't want to pay a penny towards it. The infrastructure funds, the conglomerates that own Heathrow, they're also waiting to hear about a long-term settlement on airline parking fees before they commit the billions and billions of pounds required to build the third runway.
So it sounds like this is very much an ongoing debate. Thank you very much for joining us, Ben Vogel.
Thank you.
For TheStreet in New York, I'm Amelia Martyn-Hemphill.